All right, y'all. We're gonna finish the Archon quest today, and we're gonna find out who the imposter is.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Yeah, money. Wait, is that Salsa? Who is that?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rusula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
I mean, money makes everything better, right?
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift.
More money,
I know
maybe?
only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Wait, what?
Do you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into.
I mean, he would
business
definitely have a lot of
again.
enemies, correct?
He had many
I just don't think
regrets,
Navia's
and felt that
dad
he
would have been
took
his
the
enemy.
idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him,
Yo,
with
I'm
a
like Jack.
proposal, he accepted it
I'm all
almost
like Mora is
immediately.
everything.
He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but
So it
you
seems like
could
even
say
he knew he
that's
was gonna get
the
killed.
conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing?
Someone framed
Papa
him.
always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
But we didn't actually get any clues.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk
He's
it
kind of
for all it's
sussy.
worth.
He's too happy
And it'll be all
for
the
something
talk
that
the next several
serious.
weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene.
Yeah,
After
because
my
they turned to
partner
water,
here put the
right?
dots
As well?
together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life
That's so
was in
weird though.
danger.
Like, why would they be
So I
gunshots
grabbed
if they were
my
gonna
holster and
use a
made
weapon to
mad
turn them
dash
into
toward the
water?
scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
2
Indeed.
gunshots.
The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've
2
never really bought that
gunshots?
explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made
Oh,
sure to
wait.
confirm that
Could it
before
be like,
running to the
okay,
scene.
maybe
But
Jackus
according
or
to
whatever
the guards,
wanted to kill
that
himself,
doesn't mean
and
he couldn't
then
have had other guns on
Callus
his
fought the gun
person.
from him, and then, you know, like, you know how
About
you
the
fight a gun
clothes
and then
left at
one
the
gun goes in
scene
the
that you
air, and
mentioned.
then
Do you
the
think
second
there was a
gunshot
third
did kill
person
him?
there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill.
That's the only thing I can
so
think
he would
of.
also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him.
Because it sounds like he
The
didn't
gun
actually
he
carry his
sold
gun, right?
Probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that
third
makes a lot
person?
of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys?
Oh, that could be. I don't know.
But hold on.
Too many third people.
If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in
I
a
think it's
duel.
because the truth is gonna get a lot of
Did he
people
lose
killed,
all
no?
faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed.
I don't know,
But
because
it
like
was Mr.
I think
Callus's
one of the
trust
people
that
we're gonna
allowed me to rise
interview
through the ranks of
are
Spina di
definitely the
Rosula
spy, no?
and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Okay.
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Wow, I thought his name is called Thief.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
I don't like something about his
Oh,
voice.
okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The
Something
way you
about
make
his
it sound,
voice
people would think I
is
was sent off to
very
Poisson because I had
odd.
done something wrong.
Like I don't know if it's his
Are you
tone
sure
or
there
the
isn't
way
a
he
little bit of
talks.
truth in that? Under normal
He sounds like he has a
circumstances,
villain
shouldn't you have been
voice.
called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson.
I don't know,
Callus
man.
did
The last time there was a
fantastic
guard
job
there, he
running
was
the
also
town.
working for a secret
Building Spina di
organization.
Rosula from the ground
Could there be
up,
another guard there
clearing
that
many
works
obstructions in my way? It
in
would be
the
next to
organization?
impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
I can't be
Ah,
only
yes.
one. I think he's
These
sussy.
two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Lenny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help
I don't
you look
know,
for
man.
them.
I don't trust him. I feel like
That'd
if
be
I give him
much
the case
appreciated.
files, he's gonna
Thank you.
destroy it.
Actually,
Or he's gonna
I have
tamper
another
with it,
question.
no?
Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own.
Oh. And
Why
we
do
were
you
attacked
ask?
by the robots. Or the
We definitely
Gardamex.
can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the
Navia,
city.
what are you insinuating?
So,
We're in public.
if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me,
Do-
all you would need to do was get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a
Do we
serial
believe
number is
him?
also not
I
as
don't
easy as you
know.
might think.
He's kind of right though,
There are
right?
a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units.
Do I believe him?
They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Wait, did I mention that? I don't think I mentioned the simp business.
Oh, then you're officially in the
I didn't
clear,
mention that. How did
Thierry.
he? How do you know I was talking about it? Wait, did I mention it? I don't think I did.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so
Am I bugging
just come
out?
find me if you need any support from the guards.
Who's the traitor? Wait, Marcel's a girl?
Hello, how may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure, I will let him know right away.
Oh.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Damn,
Oh,
old
it's
people
all right,
always
Uncle
sus.
Marcel.
Old
There's
people
no
are
need to
always sus,
stress.
right?
I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house.
Oh no,
I'm
everyone's
sure
sounding
you
sus
saw
to me now.
everything too, right?
I will be a
Yes,
terrible detective.
I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh,
Why-
Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of
Why
Joker.
is he so like aware
Apologies.
of what I'm
It's
doing?
just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly.
But this guy is
I
he's
still don't
close
have
to
much solid
Navia,
proof,
right?
but
Like
I can sense that the other
he's
side
close.
has already begun to act.
Oh, and what
because he
makes
calls
you
him
say
Uncle
that?
Marcel.
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
But that's
If not for the
fucked
vigilance of my
up. Like so
partner,
someone very
I
close to
probably wouldn't
Navia is
even
trying to
be
get her
here
killed.
talking to you right now.
Like someone that's basically
Oh,
family.
you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured...
Okay, no, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if every single person there is guilty?
You can always return them.
Because I feel like something
anyone
about all
dares to
three of
lay
them
their hands
sounds so
there,
guilty.
The confrérie
What if
of
they're all in on
Cabriere
it? It's not
will
just
use its
one,
funds
like
to the
you're not
last
one
more
imposter
to bring
or
them to
one
justice.
traitor.
Thank you.
What if they're
Uncle
all
Marcel.
traitors?
But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll
What?
take me a
Yo,
while
your
to
memory
recall
was
my
so
memories.
amazing a few minutes ago. What happened?
The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
Hell yeah, I want money.
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
No. Still, I can't feel like I'm in debt to these people. They could all be traitors.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their
What do you think,
conversations
Navia?
with
Who's
me.
a traitor? I mean, you're a detective.
Sounded particularly suspicious.
Paimon, you dumb.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
I don't know. What if it's a big conspiracy and everyone's part of it? Like the guy who controls the robots part of it. That guy's funding the guy with the robots, and then what if they're all like lying?
That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh, that makes sense.
And why is that?
Like he tried to kill his father, and then, you know, he fought him for it, and then he killed himself with that shot, right?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques
Yeah.
probably already knew.
And then
that
they
he
probably
was
threatened his
just being
family, like,
used
yo,
as a
if you
tool for
don't kill
murder.
Callus,
And once
I
he had
will do this to your
completed his
family.
mission, he'd be of
XYZ.
no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
A third
Makes
person.
sense. But
It just
without
seems crazy
evidence,
how like
that's
it seems like
still
in
just
every
a theory.
scenario so far, there's a third person.
Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Why?
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Who's the old man? Marcel? I think he's okay. The only reason I say Marcel because he's rich.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the
think so. I
Confrérie,
could be wrong though.
he could
Shit.
also
I've
afford
been
a
wrong
large
a lot
number
actually.
of Gardamex.
My gut
Still
instinct is
really
always
hard for me
99%
to
wrong.
imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Well, I mean it's a better cover up, no?
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal
The thing is like,
use.
okay, Thierry seems the most sus
Didn't
because the
feel
way he
like he was lying
talks
when he
and
was
he does
talking
have
to us about the
Gardamex.
mecha.
But then
I
isn't the
also
most
don't think
obvious
he'd be able
answer
to keep
always
that
never the
kind of
answer,
tampering
you know?
under wraps.
Like why would the most obvious
I
suspect
actually
be the
tampered
chosen
with
one?
The mecha. We'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Okay, imagine the actual one is Florent, the one that I feel like was least sussy. Oh.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance
Well,
of learning
I
about
think
his
it's actually
dealings
all
with
three.
Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security. So he shouldn't have much means.
I
when it
think it's
comes
all
to
three. Like they're all
finances.
in on it.
So
Maybe
you're
like, you
saying he's
know,
too broke to afford a mecha
he's the third
army?
person because he was with his dad right before he died.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it
Is there an
be?
option that says all three? Come on. All three, all three, all three.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing
Does my
other
answer matter?
suspects?
What if I'm
Malus didn't know
getting the
about
wrong
the
answer and I
people
change the
turning
story?
into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us.
I just feel like, why would they choose the
possesses
mechas to attack us in
significant
broad
intellect and
daylight?
foresight.
Wouldn't it be better to wait for another
Even if I
assassination
don't want
attempt?
to believe it,
Like,
I'm
why
starting to see how
Gardemex? That's
things
such
could
a
all tie back to Uncle
that's such a
Marcel.
big scene.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
That is true.
Here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards?
Yeah,
Did
you're
something
the most sussy guy, but I feel like the sussiest is never the one,
Yeah.
right?
News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
The fuck?
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger
Oh,
called
child?
Tartaglia.
Wait, why?
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, I know him. Dude's
We know him.
an actual
Maybe even a little too well.
genocidal murderer.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. The
It's
dude just
absurd,
came into
don't you
town.
think?
How could he be the killer?
Wait, how?
Like, the killing
None
has
of
been
our
going on for 20
investigations
years.
have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought.
How did they
was
pin it on
strange about
him?
it, so I came to tell you the news
Because
right
he's a
away.
harbinger?
If the
Well,
charge
I
against him
guess.
stands, then it'll be next to impossible to
It
get
just
the guards
seems
to
like-
support any of our
it
planned
seems like
investigations.
Right?
Whoever is in
Because
charge,
they'll
whoever's in
think
charge of
we've
the
already
organization is
found
trying to
the
pin it
culprit.
and shift the blame
And
as
it'll
quick
be
as
a lot
possible.
harder than to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand.
But how did they even blame it on him, though?
Huh? Split up? What do you mean?
Are we gonna Scooby-Doo it?
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we
I
find
mean, you
more
know,
evidence.
like, we're violence. You
It'll
can
be
make
up to
anything
you to
happen.
make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence.
And
to
Marcel's
me.
pretty old, so
We'll help you.
I think we can,
Just like
you know, we
helped
can
us
nudge
in
it.
Winnie's trial.
We can get a confession out of
Mademoiselle,
him.
please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Yo, is no one? How come no
Hello,
one's saying
Silver.
Silver is sus?
When did you two get here?
I feel like Silver's pretty
We
sus
heard
too.
that you'll be leaving
Can't even see his
Poisson.
face.
Figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your
Like, what if his
side.
eyes are like, you know, Conrad eyes?
Thank you
He got
so much.
stars.
Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then.
All right.
That Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According
What?
to Malus's info,
What did?
the synth production base is underwater. Let's go.
Their
check out
hideout
the
is underwater? Oh, that?
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a
I mean,
storm
would
right
I be
now
able to
stall for
find
us.
the actual person in charge right now? Isn't it kind of too soon?
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh shoot, they're
Do you
meeting.
accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances
Is
case?
Farina here?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like
However,
Chad is way
I
too
did
dumb to
hear
pull
that
anything
people
off like
who have been
this.
charged
Man
can
is
choose to
way too
participate
dumb.
in
He
a
didn't even
duel
know
to
Zhongli
clear
was the
their name.
Archon.
Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Cloren,
This
right?
man is dumb.
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received.
This man is dumb.
When I
He's gonna say
privately
he's
sparred
guilty
with
just to
last
fight her?
time, she was obviously holding
Oh my god,
back.
she is here.
Real disappointing.
Does Child know that's a Hydro Archon?
You understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place
don't think
for
he
you to be
does
looking
understand.
For fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the opera
That's
house.
weird. Like he's a Hydro
Then
Vision
why don't
user,
you
but he doesn't
duel me
respect the
too?
Hydro Archon at all.
I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly.
Wait, how come
We
Child
have
doesn't
made very
have a
little
lawyer to
progress.
defend him?
In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Dude, these people
I
love
told you it couldn't be one
drama.
of
What in the
Fontaine
hell?
harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please.
Navi looking better and better.
Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Wait, can we do that?
And
We don't
if
actually
my
have too much
charges prove
evidence
true,
that Marcel
then
is the man,
Tartaglia
right?
here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on
Oh
that
shit,
offer.
I actually kind of like Child
So,
more
Your
now.
Honor, is there nothing
He's
else
sort
for
of
me
a
to do now?
badass.
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Like nothing phases him.
Now
Oh
then,
man, I
Miss
kind of like
Navia.
it.
Who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Cause he could die there,
Person
no?
is Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
Oh shoot, are they not famous?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this,
Oh shoot, am
do
I
you still
sure
wish to
it's
charge this man?
Marcel? Am I sure?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
That's gotta be awkward because he had a really nice talk with me, right? Saying like he'll help me out in any way he can, and now I'm accusing him. Oh
Mr.
no.
Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well.
I don't know, man. Last
In that
time,
case, since
an
both
old
sides have
dude
now arrived,
was the
Miss
culprit,
Navia,
was in
please present
Sumeru.
your charges.
It seems like it's always an
I would
old
like
dude.
to take
That's the
everyone
villain.
back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on.
Well, if it wasn't you, then
Why
you
would I
know who
do
did
that?
it, right?
Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm
She's the
struggling
most
to remember
unconfident
some
Archon I've ever
details
seen.
of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Who's that? Oh.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a
I mean,
gunshot
do they have
wound.
like fingerprints,
The guard's
technology or
investigation did not
no?
recover any other
Maybe you can tell
firearms
like,
from
oh
the
yeah,
scene. As a result,
Jacques was
they
holding the gun,
concluded that
no?
the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court.
I think what it is like
Instead,
if he didn't
chose
take the
to
fall
prove his
for it, right?
innocence through a duel.
Jack's family would be in danger, right? That's why Callus
was
took the
defeated by
fall,
champion
took the
duelist
blame,
Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
and I have no evidence for that. I'm just assuming.
These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger.
Dude, I don't even feel like I'm the main character in this quest. I feel like Navia is the main character. I'm just like a bystander.
After that, the true culprit turned
Does anyone else feel that or
person
no?
into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
There we go.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
That is smart.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
But how do we actually prove it without a witness? Like, what if someone that saw it? How do we prove it?
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory.
That is kind of crazy
It
though,
also
right?
explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove
Okay,
it.
this gotta be good.
But I think I agree
Come on,
with everything
defend
Navi
yourself.
just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we
To be honest, why is the
primarily need to
Hydro Archon here?
determine
She's not
2
providing
things.
anything.
1. Do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not.
Yikes.
At least
I'm
not at
embarrassed.
this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Hey, how come the audience
I
member
may
can
not have the
talk?
evidence with me, but I know where I could
You're
go
not
to
important
collect
enough, man. You're
If we
NPC.
look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be
Oh,
able
that
to
is
find a
smart.
match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a
That
little
is true.
differently
Yeah. How come
today?
she's like more helpful
Maybe
than
she's
usual?
scared of embarrassing herself again? Alternatively,
Yeah, probably.
she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
Probably.
My second
She probably knows
question has
Navia's
to do with
smarter
the
than she is.
ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain
Man, I'm starting to
himself in
like
court?
Farina's like design
If he had
more and more.
testified that a person
Like, it's a
had
really
been
cool outfit.
dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I thought about this too.
It's like
And
very
the answer
bougie,
is
high
actually
class
pretty
sort of
simple.
look.
He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances
Dude, where are they
case.
even getting all this water
Father
from?
could have
Like, isn't it
exposed
like
for
it shouldn't
all
it be
to
very
see,
rare?
But he chose to take it to the grave.
Water from a primordial
At that
sea that can
time,
turn people into
Spina di
water
Rosula
again?
was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the
Yeah, that is
serial
true.
disappearances case.
What?
So I'm guessing like they
If the
also
secret had
forced
gotten
him
out, the culprit would
to
have fought an all-out war with
to take the
Espina
blame for
right
it because
there
they're
and
like, oh,
then.
if you don't take the blame,
wouldn't
your
have been
daughter
the
will be the
only
next to
one in
die,
danger.
right?
All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course.
What I'm more
the
curious about
guards
is,
might eventually
can the
figure out the
water
truth of
turn
the
the
matter
Hydro
and
Archon
determine that
into
we were in the
water?
right.
Like a god?
But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any
Or can it
kind
turn
of
anyone who has a
confidence in its brand of
vision
justice,
into water?
Spina di
Yeah,
Rosula
yeah, that's more
would
like
have
it.
had no reason to exist.
Because vision users are
But
way
by
stronger,
staying
no?
silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of
Your
course.
mom.
All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Oh. Oh.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel,
Yo, she
did you
is so
believe that
scared of
Callis was
Corinne. It's crazy.
intending to
What the
die?
hell?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I fought many
Dude, is
battles
Corinne
and
stronger
taken
than
a
the Hydro
countless
Archon?
number
Is
of
that even
dishonored
possible?
lives.
Is in
In
any
my line of
universe that
work,
possible?
I've seen all kinds of people give their all for
That's
the
like
faintest
saying like,
hope to
oh, is
continue
Sarah
living.
stronger than Raiden Shogun?
Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended to leave the ring alive.
Woo!
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
Wow, Hydro
I
Archon being
concur.
useful?
However, Miss Navia, you still have not
dude, that's
explained the
crazy.
link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are
Yeah,
connected
but how
via
does
a
this
matter of
pin that
timing.
Marcel is the culprit?
In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were
Yeah,
at
how
risk
did
of
they
being
do that though? Were they
identified.
already drinking the
Culprit could
like
only
was the
time their
water already
actions
inside the
so
culprit?
precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and
Oh.
the trial.
So
Ooh.
that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous.
If Navia's
used to it,
wrong,
though. You've always been an
I'll have
impulsive and
second-degree
sentimental child,
embarrassment.
Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Oh, shit.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely,
But I
you'd
will
also
say,
think I'm not
yeah,
being
if he
considerate of
was the
your
culprit,
feelings.
that must hurt.
Well,
Like
let Uncle
someone that's like
Marcel
your,
teach you another
like the
lesson.
closest you have to another
Do you know
father.
what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain.
Well,
In
maybe you're a
addition,
psycho. I don't
left
know.
my
There's a
home
lot
in
of psychos.
Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Is that true? Oh shit! I thought he was born in
This
Fontaine.
was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there
Yeah, how would that make
anything
sense
else
then?
you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of
damn.
the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
Wait,
Could
so
those
he's
records and
from
testimonies
Chesnaya?
do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
I mean, I'm gonna be crazy, but does he have any relation to the Fatui? Like maybe the Tory or anyone like that? Because we know the Tory can change forms.
I
We
think
know
you've done a
this
superb
from the
job of
Scaramouche
dissecting your
quest.
father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't
And
you
we know
going
that guy's a
against all of
psycho.
his
We,
wishes and
you know, he does a lot of
expectations right now?
experiments.
He wished for you to become more rational, collected,
But could it
and
be?
conscientious
Could he be a
instead of
copy? But
dwelling
no,
only
he
on
can't
your
be,
own
right?
feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong,
But then that would
into
be very
things,
disappointing.
you'd have
Because
met
that would mean
most
like,
of
oh
his
wow, it's another
expectations.
organization, but they're also part of the Fatui. Like
This
everything
isn't just
leads back
about
to the
me,
Fatui.
and it never has been.
And it's not like some sort of third
The
mysterious
biggest difference
organization.
between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from
The
them.
thing is, like, if it's not him, then
Whose
we have
families were
no other
destroyed by
culprits.
scent abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, he knows.
So you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've
No, no, you.
I
No,
was
no, he
waiting
knew.
for you to say that.
Wait, but how does she know that he knows that name? Oh, is that what I'm figuring out?
After all that,
What
we
the?
finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected,
This looks like.
the mastermind isn't here.
Yeah, no one's here.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot. Like, so that does mean Marcel is the one, right? Because he's not here. Or could it be like Marcel just works for the mastermind? Oh wow, it's like an underground base. You guys see that? It's floating up. Is that the primordial water?
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink?
Stock sample.
Stock sample? Huh, whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth?
Ooh, can I have some? I mean, I want to try some. Fruit flavor. That sounds kind of tasty. Does it taste like Capri Sun?
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory
Is that a
as
name we've seen
foundation
before?
to
Jacob
achieve a
Ingold?
breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the
Oh,
primordial
wow.
sea.
24 of them, like 24 female people were dissolved.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that
That's like way more than they said vanished, no? They didn't say that many people vanished within the 20 years, right?
too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait,
But then, I don't get it. If they were doing all these experiments, right? Then why were they also selling it as a drug? That's very weird.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vashon is the one who did all of these...
So Vashir, like, what? Like, the Oceanid thought that was like her lover, but in reality, he was just a kidnapper.
So that's it. Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
Wait, is Marcel's real name Vashur, or is that someone else? It is, right?
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here.
That must be that water, right?
That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient.
This place must be special then, if this water is only in this area.
You'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Can I take a swim in it?
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by
Which is weird is like, okay, if he was a big mastermind, he must have so many workers working for him, right? Which it seems like he does.
to make our lives
But then,
miserable.
why is there no one here in this
Is to
place?
remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia.
Sheesh.
Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence.
But then how did
between the
Callus find out
higher-ups.
about that?
They're all just so evil.
God, and here I thought the Tory was the most evil.
What's all this? It's a bunch of really cute things.
What?
Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
I think those are the belongings of the people who vanished.
Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means...
Yeah.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do
So
with
does that mean like maybe Marcel is a fake identity, right? Like he says like, oh yeah, I wasn't here at the beginning or whatever when it happened, but he probably just changed his name.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either. You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Oh man, this is so crazy. Bro, why would you want to eat snacks from here?
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh.
I can't read that.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. The final name she decided on was...
But here... No. Oh, Marcel.
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old.
Wait, what?
Has this case been going on for so long
Wait,
that
what?
he's Vache and Vinier's grown son?
No, wait.
Hey!
There's no way.
Still hasn't figured it out yet?
Wait, what? Marcel is the son of the Oceanid and Bahir?
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
As much as it takes, my dude.
Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
But the truth of it, Marcel,
I'm
is
talking.
that you've always been Vache.
The Traveler's talking.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity!
So it was him. Okay.
All records of your past as
But why would he
Vache.
use the baby's name,
So
though? That's weird.
Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Oh, so he just admits everything.
Mr. Marcel,
Evil
please
villain
speak up
laugh
now if you
incoming.
would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago,
That is kind of messed up.
from the Maison Gardiennage
I
were
kind of
laughing
feel
at
bad
me.
for him, too.
They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your beloved drama.
I mean, that's true. It just seems like they do everything just for show. Like, they don't really care about the truth.
Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I
Well, why
will
don't you just turn
follow.
yourself into water, then?
But I'm not from this blasted place.
Oh,
Be
shit!
dissolved.
Oh,
No
that's
matter
messed
what I
up.
do.
Oh, he's not from here?
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
Oh, damn.
Do you all see? I can't go.
Oh man, I feel kind of bad for him.
So if I can't go where she is,
Because I bet he could dissolve, right? He probably would have done it right at the beginning.
Back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
His true self is way worse.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. Her promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier. Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With
Oof.
Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Now Charles doesn't get to
Fine
fight.
by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit.
Dude, I
all
kind
the
of like
evidence you
Charles.
have
I don't know why.
collected
I
to the
never really
guards,
liked him
so that
before,
I might
but
review and summarize the
I
truth
kind
behind
of
the
like him
serial
now.
disappearances case.
Like he's growing on me.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water.
So what?
from
You
the
just touched
primordial
it?
sea
You didn't have to drink
and
it?
was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering
Man, he killed
a
like
method to restore
24
Vignier
people
back to
though.
life. To cover his
Ah,
tracks,
that's fucking
he invented the new
crazy.
alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria.
That's
He
weird
began
though.
to
So like,
manufacture and
if you
market
just touch the
synth.
water the full
However, as
amount,
he
you'll turn into
accumulated wealth
water.
to fund his
But if you
continued
just
research and
dilute a little
expanded
bit
the
of drinking
scope,
water,
he
it can just be a
came into
regular drug.
conflict with Spina di Rasula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a sim. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the
Damn.
truth revealed to all.
I mean, it do be your closest, right? Ah, but it's so, like, even though like he's a really, really bad guy, it's so, his backstory is really sad. What the hell? Why does that look like the train from Honkai Star Rail? Like a ticket going in for a wish.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Oof.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
Damn. So, but we still didn't know, like, we still don't know why people can turn into water, right?
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yeah, like that doesn't solve. It doesn't really change, like, you know, like where the water comes from, like how it could turn only people in Fontaine into water.
Are you okay?
What's going
Demoiselle,
on?
You were absolutely
Did she drink the water by accident?
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over.
I guess you
all
avenged your
thanks to
dad?
you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Child.
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some
Now he
business
just
to
dips
attend to.
ass.
So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can
But that was a false accusation,
come
right?
on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal?
So what?
Isn't it
Everything has to
time for
go
side
through that
characters like
machine?
me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
I mean, I don't normally side with child, but it is.
All I need to do is
It
stand
is kind of
over there,
BS though. Man's
Let's just get
innocent.
this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified.
I mean, isn't he way too young to even look like it? It was happening for 20 years. This man's probably only in his 20s.
We now turn to
Was
the
he turning
Oratrice
people into
Mécanique
water when he was a
d'Analyse
baby?
Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
Wait, what?
Hey, hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent?
What does that
What's with
mean?
this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh?
Wait, so is the machine been tampered?
The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the
I mean, that's true,
Oratrice might have
but
just
no,
convicted
but
him
he
on
didn't do this
general
one
principle?
though.
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Oh.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court.
That
we must accept the guilty
doesn't make
verdict.
sense.
Guards,
None of the evidence
please take
makes
the
him
suspect
guilty. How
into
can it?
custody per court protocol?
Like, is someone tampering with the robot? What is he doing? What is he doing?
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Is he gonna fight?
You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Oh shit! Yo, I don't think I've ever seen him fight in action like that. Yo, Child is a badass. I always thought he was so weak because we beat him. Yo. Dude, he's like Super Saiyan right now.
He's activating his spell legacy!
I mean, we gotta help him, right?
I am sorry if you have been wronged.
You
we will
are
find the
shitting me.
truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Did Nevi just knock him out on his own with one hit? Which is that? Oh, he cut him? Nevi knocked out a Harbinger with one hit? How strong is this dude?
This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system,
Damn, I actually
the
wanted to see a
Oratrice's
real
judgment
fight.
is
Oh
the
my
final
god.
verdict of the court.
Because
All I
like,
do
yeah,
is
he
follow
fought
court
some robots,
procedure.
but I want to see a fight between
As for
like
why
maybe
the
him
Oratrice
or
arrived at the
Child or
conclusion it did,
like I
you
thought.
should
Oh,
probably ask
what?
someone more knowledgeable than me.
Actually crazy. Will I pull for? Yes, I am pulling for Nevi next week. I am. I have to pull for him now. He just whooped Child's ass.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know.
Dude, the Hydro Archon barely feels like she's in charge of anything. She knows nothing. She has terrible judgment.
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Wait, did she actually
so
create
whether
it?
it's reliable or not, can results like this really be called justice?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
My
How did she make it? And then obviously Child is 100% innocent. He was. We found the real killer.
in this court. Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious.
Unless
she
like
had no
what,
idea
the
what was
robot
going
is
on.
developing like artificial
However,
intelligence, like
given
AI?
The state of things, I shall give
Is that
you
what's
an
happening?
explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of
Yeah, okay,
an
buddy.
elaborate
Okay, buddy.
performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And
Dude, she's acting like a clout chaser, dude. She's acting like a
there is
streamer.
a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only
That's what I'm thinking is
because you've
happening,
been
right? Like, is the
blinded by
robot having
superficial
a...
appearance of
Is it
innocence.
evolving?
Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable.
Jesus, okay. You know how usually most people will apologize when they mess up?
Come to understand my
She's doing the
noble
opposite. She's
intentions,
doubling
as
down.
well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's
And she is
verdict.
absolute sass.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my
Yo,
leave.
she's got a dip.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
That is like 2 trials that she's wrong and just leaves. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me want her more. I like her character more because of that.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
I mean, but he believes it, right? He doesn't actually believe Child is guilty, right? There's no way Never believes that.
After all,
He was just as shocked.
done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go
You know
to
what's
prison
weird?
someday, right?
I mean, you know, from the back, right? Giggity. From the back, Nebulette and Farina look the same. They all have the same hair color, the same blue. You know how Archons have 2 different hair colors? Nebulette and Farina both have the same hair colors. Like, it's almost like they're related or some weird stuff like that, right? Like, I don't see a vision on this dude, but he just knocked out Child in 1 hit.
Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette, that power you showed when you took him down. Who are you?
Thank you for asking the question I'm curious about,
I'm the
Paimon.
Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce
No.
it,
You don't get it. You're
then it makes a
way
mockery
too
of
strong.
justice.
That's it? That's all he's gonna give me? The man is way too strong.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Stop me?
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Oh, him.
What are you doing over
Bro, security in Fontaine, not it.
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
His crime can't get any
want to ask
worse.
the traveler something.
He killed
I'm not looking to run
24
away.
women.
Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache?
Oh yeah, he doesn't know, right? That I met his
I erased
lover.
all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The fountain of
Sorry,
the
buddy.
sea?
You gotta be a, a vision holder.
Then
And
she's been so
you,
close
you're
to
an
me all
NPC,
along.
buddy.
And I just never...
Unless you're pullable in the banners, you can't see your lover anymore.
Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
I mean, it's true, right? Like, I don't think we should give him, like...
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
But it's like, I do feel bad for him, guys. I do feel bad. Like, he lost his lover, and he can't even... He can't even turn to water like her, right? I do feel bad.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Damn. W never let,
Your
W.
Honor,
I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Damn, Nevi's a
In that
badass.
case, I shall
I'm
leave
very
him in your
impressed
most capable hands,
by
Chief
everything
Justice.
about him. Like his power, his composure.
Thank you, Your
I'm very
Honor.
impressed. His compassion too. Like, yo, Navia even said he has no compassion, but there he shows it.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
I don't know, drink some of that water, dude.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well?
Oh, Vache.
Oh, he hears it. Wait. But why only near the fountain? Like, is there something special about this fountain?
It's me, Vache.
Vache? Vache.
I'm here. I'm here. Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey!
What's the worst that can happen?
Vignier, is that you?
Wait.
It's me, Vache.
Oh, he
Vignier.
went in.
Vache. Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember.
So has she been trapped here this entire time alive as an Oceanid?
I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Wait, what?
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you,
What the?
I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would have
What the hell's going on?
to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you
Wait,
are
what the
not
hell's going on?
Vignier.
Is that not her?
Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices.
Oh, dude, did every person that died merged into one thing?
Consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea.
So all those other people were saying that were like the people, the innocent people he killed.
Endlessly within the primordial sea. And we were no longer individuals, but we became one. Just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine.
Oh shit.
The only one I am not is Vignier.
What?
Why? But then... where is
Then
Vignier?
what does that mean?
She doesn't want to see you anymore.
Every tendril of her consciousness.
Does she know what he's been doing? Like, he's been killing all these people for her?
Get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did
That's
you
still
ever
so weird
consider
though. Why
whether
does that
she'd
happen?
want to see you do the things
Everyone
that
that
you
turns
did?
into water just goes into one thing?
For what you became.
Does that mean like maybe all of Fontaine were originally part of that Oceanid? And they somehow split?
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vigniere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vigniere's, she has had nothing but
Oh
pure
shit. That is...
for you.
Oh.
No. Yeah. She can't hate me.
I mean, technically, it makes sense, right? Like, imagine if your lover was hurting so many people, right? Whether it's for you or not, you can't really justify that. Like, that's a monster. No matter how much they do it for you, that's a monster.
It's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache?
Oh, dude, this is super creepy. Are they gonna trap him here? Wait, what does that mean? Oh, so he actually died. Like his... Oh, so like his soul or mind died in that water, but physically, the body is still in the world, right? Oh, shit.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's
I'm gonna
really
need a
been
minute to
long
process
time
that.
since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great
Holy.
was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper
Oh,
on the
what? Oh, is it raining again?
mood.
It's a pleasure to
Like, it
see
seems
you
like
both
rain
again.
is an important thing, right? Because they say, like, when Navia's dad died or whatever, and everything that happens, there's always rain going on.
Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, man.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to
Dude,
work
what
with and always
the
bring home
hell?
the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure
That's so
having a partner
crazy.
like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
Now I just don't
It's
get,
just been
like...
one thing after the other.
Now I
I've
don't
been
get,
making
like, why did the
non-stop
machine
trips between
say
Poisson and
child
Fontaine
is
then.
guilty?
Everyone from Spina
Like,
di Rosula
why? I don't
organized a
understand. What did
memorial
they
for my
gain from
father.
that? I don't
We
understand.
never held a memorial when
He's
he
an
first
innocent
died,
man.
since everyone knew that even if we
Right?
held one back then,
Like,
no one was
okay,
going
let's
to
be
come.
real. Child is way too dumb to pull off
Everyone
any
in
conspiracy.
Poisson, and even many
That's why,
people
like,
from the
Senora
court
and
all
Zhongli was
attended.
working behind his back.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
Oh, man, this is such a crazy quest. It was really good, though.
Blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Who's that? Is that someone I know?
The Charlotte?
Oh, yeah. The
Way
journalist,
back when I
right.
first
I
became the
forgot.
president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Hey, yo.
I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature.
Oh, this is
been on
really more of
pretty good terms
Navia's
ever
quest than it is like my
was
quest,
trying to
no?
lean on
Like
our
we didn't
friendship
find
to get me to
anything
do an
about our
exclusive piece
sister
on the serial
or
disappearances
anything. It's really Navia's story quest.
She told us about that.
Like it kind of gave her closure for the character.
In that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Yo, I am cool. What do you mean? I'm the coolest guy I know.
Thing to look forward to.
Kids want to be me. That's how cool I am.
With a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clorand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clorand gave testimony on my father's behalf.
I mean,
It was thanks to
yeah,
her
that's
that
a
we were
nice
able to
gesture.
turn
It's
the
still kind
tide.
of weird, right? Because
I wanted to thank her.
Clorand is the one who killed her
There's also no
father.
point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
Oh, we didn't know the mystery about the
I should
primordial
pay a
water.
visit to my
I
father's
mean, how
grave
did
and tell him
how
the
did
truth of
Veneer
what happened,
even
as well
like
as how
get
it
hit
all
by
ended.
it? You know?
And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Hmm.
Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're
but
right.
why is it
It's been
raining
raining
after like
nonstop
such
for
a
a few
happy?
days now.
Well, is that a happy ending? Why is it raining?
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure.
It's your father. Oh no,
Why would the Chief Justice
I was wrong.
be here?
It's Nebula. I was got the father pick his death. Nope. Shit.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown.
I think I think he does care, no, guys. Like from Nebula's like actions, it does seem like he does have feelings and he cares.
Case,
but he has problems like showing it, right?
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
So I can wish for him, duh.
Ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway?
Justice is you. Justice is you, baby.
That there could be anything more important to humans.
You're
than
justice, or whatever you want to be.
Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things.
Why does he say it like that? Like he's not human. Like is he another one of those like adapti things where like they take the form of humans?
Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival.
Well, that's because he has family to take care of, you know?
And decisively wrong.
Like there are things that are more important than just, you know, yourself.
The
Love for
serial
others.
disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner.
I mean, you know, that's a real man, right? Someone that can apologize when they're wrong. Because, yo, that's a really hard thing to do. I'm gonna be honest. People never apologize for anything, usually.
One from many important things.
Like it takes courage to do that, to admit you're wrong.
Thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
He's a what do you call it? What do you call those? He's a son today.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Oh, it's daytime already? How long was I here?
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Yeah, you did. You existed in her presence.
Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly.
You can sit, you know, you can walk like the rest of us.
Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there.
Can I talk to him?
That we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit?
I think I will. I got some questions I don't want to ask you. How are you so strong? What's your skincare routine? What's your workout routine?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Yes, tell me everything. From start to finish.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, like how many wishes is he got to take you for you to come home, huh? What's your price?
You helped us solve one of the
Everyone has a
greatest
price.
mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but...
Yeah, what is it? I'm so curious.
What is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different
On
from
the
that
surface
of
of
the sea we know
the
today.
planet?
Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Wait, were we all oceanids?
So it really was
Is that what he's
everything
implying?
began. It makes sense
Like,
to call it
he's saying like
primordial then.
all the water on
But
top of this
today,
planet
the
used to be that
primordial sea
water.
no longer exists on the planet's surface.
Did we all come from
Vacher
an
discovered
oceanid?
must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur
Bro,
Neuvillette.
the man is like Zhongli. He's like an encyclopedia. He just has endless answers. What in the... I see so many similarities between him and Zhongli. Like the soft-spoken
Why
nature,
would the
like...
primordial sea, which was known to engender
It's like,
and
yeah, it's so
nurture
similar.
life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? That the sea
Prophecy,
levels will
yeah,
rise and
yeah.
everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good.
Yeah, what is that about?
Does that
Where did that
appropriately
prophecy
summarize the
even come
version
from?
you've heard?
Yeah, that's about right.
It was Lenny that told us back then. And
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors
Is
have
it-
it that this
is the
prophecy is
prophecy
rooted in the last words
already
the former
happening?
Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, the current Hydro Archon is not the original Archon, right? She's a new one.
Two
I
parts
forgot
of the
about
prophecy
that.
have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant
Yeah.
and stay on the watch
That's
for
so
further signs.
interesting.
Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose.
Really?
If the rumors were true,
She's actually...
then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
Wow, she's actually not as...
Farina being the way she is,
I don't know, like she's actually not as bad as I thought.
Is there anything else you'd like
I
to
kind of
ask
thought
me
she was
about?
like, you know, just child. Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion.
Does that mean
However,
Child is
I
now
still
being
believe the
convicted of a
judgment the
crime he
Oratrice
did
was
not commit?
rendered arbitrarily.
He's an innocent man in jail? Because that's kind of messed up.
Innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it
what does
produce the
that mean?
incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness.
Oh, was I
Which is all to
right?
say, I've been prepared for a situation
Is the
like
robot
this for a
like
long
developing
time.
artificial intelligence?
So when Lena
Like he's gonna
told
be his
us
own
that he
thing?
heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored.
Oh,
was
is the
not
human
aware
voice
such a
from
thing
the
had
robot?
occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my
Like the
conjecture.
robot is becoming
I will add that
conscious.
to the list of items to investigate.
Oh shit.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do
But
not
that's
have
weird
enough
though,
information.
because like
Based on
they
Farina's
say
reaction, I
Farina
doubt even
made
she
it.
had
If
any idea
Farina
what was
made
going
it,
on.
then
She managed
how
to
is it
bluff
like?
her way through it though, with her time-tested twin
Okay, so he
tricks
was
of
aware that she was
bravado
just
and
bluffing the
drama.
entire time.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed.
How
by
will
the
you
law.
compensate a man who's super rich? The only thing Child wants to do is fight. He's probably gonna
Is
want to
there
fight him
anything
because he
else
know
you'd
he's
like to
strong
ask
now,
me
right? I guess that's it.
Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
That's weird. So
If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws
wait,
to
so
the letter. and
the
had no
twin
reason to
never
appear
made
on
it
the
to
stage of the
Fontaine?
Opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me
That's
about?
weird. Because in the other nations, right, it seems like the other people already know about us coming. Like they knew about the twin. But not in
Very well.
Fontaine?
It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memornia.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime
I can
and
actually
villainy do not
listen
have
to
the day
Nebula talk
off,
all day.
and so justice must work around the clock as well.
It's very soothing
This
voice.
is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
It's a good day, you know? Oh, I'm actually done? That was some quest. And I feel like I have more questions now than ever. Oh man, I can't wait for the next quest. I can't wait. I'm actually super invested now.